President Biden's budget won't be released until midday tomorrow, but we can already draw a couple of big conclusions about the contrast between his vision, the Democratic vision, and the Republican vision for our country. The president, for instance, is willing to do what Republicans are not: lower the deficit in a realistic, responsible way without cutting benefits that tens of millions of people rely on. In fact, Democrats have already proved it's possible. The Inflation Reduction Act not only saves families money, it also lowers the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. Republicans like to talk about cutting the debt, but Democrats are the ones actually getting it done. Unlike Republicans, the president is also asking the richest of the rich to pay a little more of their fair share in taxes, so that tens of millions of Americans will not see their Medicare benefits wither away in a few years. Under the president's plan, Medicare would remain solvent well beyond 2050. Isn't that great? Medicare, which we've always worried about, which is so important to tens of millions of Americans, would stay solvent till 2050. Republicans, of course, want to go the other way. Instead of cutting taxes for the middle class, their priority is tax cuts for billionaires and large corporations. Now, I have no problem with those at the very top. God bless them. They're doing just fine. But I think most Americans agree that CEOs should never have a lower tax burden than nurses, teachers, cab drivers, firefighters, police officers. If my friends on the other side want to call that outlandish or extreme, they can go right ahead.
It is official, friends. There is a new effort by hundreds of our lawmakers to make big changes to Social Security. This legislation would eliminate benefit cuts for certain Americans that are set to receive Social Security benefits. But many critics say that this bill may negatively affect some low-income seniors. So friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for the complete details. Also, to say thank you for being here every day and for being part of this community. I will be announcing 2 winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My friends, if you'd like to enter the weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Efforts to repeal a pair of decades-old provisions that have restricted Social Security benefits for public sector pensioners are gaining renewed momentum this year. At issue are the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset, which were enacted in 1983 and 1977. Critics say the measures unfairly cut Social Security for public employees with pensions. Because of the WEP and GPO, many state and local government jobs are not covered by Social Security. That is because these workers do not pay Social Security taxes on their earnings or get credit for that work when the Social Security Administration calculates their benefits. Instead, they are given pensions designed to replace Social Security. Both provisions aim to reduce unfairly high payouts from Social Security, but many lawmakers, public workers, and retiree groups now claim that the measures went too far and ended up hurting teachers, police officers, firefighters, government workers, and others who have served in the public sector. Among the problems of the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset is that when Congress enacted them, comprehensive data on earnings from non-covered employment did not exist. This necessitated an imprecise approach to adjusting Social Security benefits. An additional drawback is that the affected workers can find it nearly impossible to accurately predict their Social Security benefits and therefore prepare for retirement. To address these problems, a bipartisan coalition, which is led by U.S. Representative Garrett Graves, has introduced a bill that would eliminate both provisions and then grant higher Social Security benefits to millions of pensioners. The bill had more than 300 co-sponsors last year, enough to force a House vote. But the Ways and Means Committee blocked it from going to the floor. So this year, the bill has already been backed by 180 House co-sponsors. Garrett Graves' plan is to keep adding names, secure a House vote, and then pressure the Senate to act during the current session. Also, friends, a new White House plan to nationalize housing policy and grant renters more protection has left mom-and-pop landlords with questions and great concerns. The blueprint for a Renters' Bill of Rights lays out 5 principles that President Biden hopes will shape future policymaking at all levels of government, with the aim of protecting renters and also promoting rental affordability. According to Yahoo News, it was designed to save renters from egregious rate hikes, discriminatory tenant screenings, and unfair evictions. While most reasonable landlords support the notion of protecting America's 44 million renter households, especially after house prices and rents went stratospheric during the crisis, the idea of a one-size-fits-all solution has been met with criticism. And in striving to protect renters, the plan might leave millions of homeowners out in the cold. Over 20 million of the 50 million rental units in the United States are owned by mom and pop landlords, also known as individual investor landlords. While renters were faced with very expensive rent during the crisis, with rents rising nearly 26% nationally in 2021, many rely on rent money to pay their mortgages, property taxes, and other maintenance fees. But this income stream was threatened during the crisis, when our federal government temporarily banned evictions for non-payment of rent. So affordability issues persisted beyond the crisis. As inflation pushed the cost of almost everything, affordability issues persisted beyond the crisis. As inflation pushed the cost of almost everything up for millions of consumers across the U.S. The average national rent-to-income ratio is now 30%, and it hasn't been that high for more than 20 years. By comparison, the average rent-to-income ratio in 1999 was 22.5%. According to the American Apartment Owners Association, the eviction ban helped prevent more than 1.5 million households from becoming homeless. But that ruling, along with Biden's newly proposed renter protections, are at the expense of landlords. By December of 2022, 15% of U.S. renter households were behind on their rent, amassing an estimated $12 billion total in rent debt, putting immense financial strain on individual investor landlords. Rental markets vary widely across the U.S., which is why groups like the National Apartment Association and other groups advocate for local solutions. Well, my magnificent and most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Wednesday. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing 2 winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the giveaway, friends, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. Friends, the more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.